Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the Honourable Regarangaran Tambua for the question regarding the Proxy Means Test. Fiji's social assistance protection, Mr. Speaker, is designed to provide support in essential services to individuals and households experiencing poverty, vulnerability, or hardship. The system follows a life course approach in ensuring that support is available at different stages of life, that is, pre-born, childhood, adulthood, old age, disability, and during periods of shock. So broadly, Fiji's social assistance programs fall into two categories. Categorical programs and poverty targeted programs. So for categorical social protection schemes, which is based on categories of demography, these programs provide support based on demographic characteristics or special vulnerabilities. For example, rather than the household income. So for example, social pension scheme provides a monthly allowance to older persons aged 65 years and above who are not receiving any form of pension. Disability allowance scheme supports individuals living with disabilities to help meet their basic needs. And care and protection allowance provides assistance to provide to children in vulnerable situations, including those on foster care and under the care of their relatives. And then there is a specific food voucher program for rural pregnant mothers that supports pregnant women in rural and maritime to ensure improved maternal nutrition. And of course, the transport assistance scheme aligning to SPS and DAS criteria provides additional support to older persons and persons with disabilities with traveling allowance. So these programs are widely recognized as performing well and providing broad coverage to key vulnerable groups. Then the second category is poverty targeted social assistance program, which is the family assistance scheme. It's poverty targeted cash transfer program and supports 23,000 beneficiaries. The scheme aims to support households by complementing the existing source of livelihood to ensure a minimum standard of living. Eligibility is determined by a Proxy Means Test, or PMT, and special consideration categories to identify the poorest and the most vulnerable households. The Family Assistance Scheme serves as the safety net of last resort, complementing the other categorical programs by capturing poor households who may not qualify for support under other programs. Currently, under the ministry, 108,000 beneficiaries are benefiting from the two different programs. So if I come to the question, Fiji's social assistance program contributes, of course, to the national vision of reducing poverty, strengthening resilience and ensuring that all Fijians enjoy a basic level of social protection. The current social protection reforms, including the update to the current PMT model and ongoing investments in administrative systems, aim to ensure that programs remain targeted, equitable, and responsive to evolving household needs. Mr. Speaker, the need to update the PMT model has become increasingly urgent. So the PMT currently in use was developed from the 2008-2009 Household Income and Expenditure Survey. Over the past 16 years, Fiji's economy, technology, asset ownership, and household expenditure patterns have changed significantly. As a result, the original $1,400 Fijian eligibility threshold set in 2012 to target the poorest 10% of households no longer reflects today's realities. So to address this, Ministry has updated the PMT using the most recent 2019-2020 HIS data. The revised PMT uses a shorter and more relevant set of proxy variables and is projected to reduce targeting errors by 7 to 8 percentage points, decreasing errors from 57% to 49% in urban areas and from 65% to 58% in rural areas. While PMT-based approaches worldwide faces some inherent challenges, Fiji's updated model now performs at a level consistent with international experience. Mr. Speaker, I want to emphasize that the PMT is only one part of our hybrid target approach. The Ministry will continue to utilize special considerations, categories for assessment of case such as for nomads, for street dwellers, individuals with chronic illness, and caregivers of persons with disabilities. Consultations with frontline social welfare officers have confirmed that these provisions remain essential to ensure that vulnerable groups who may not meet the PMT threshold still receive the support they need. In the immediate term, the Ministry will implement this updated PMT model and integrate the revised welfare score assessment form into the new integrated beneficiary management system I spoke about yesterday. This system is being developed to strengthen the administration of the Family Assistance Scheme and our broader social protection portfolio. At the same time, the Ministry will continue to limit the use of the PMT to the Family Assistance Scheme only. Given that Fiji's other categorical programs are performing well, the FAS is designed to catch households who fall through the gaps of the life course, social protection flow, and the updated Proxy Means Test will help ensure that this assistance is directed to those who need it the most. Mr. Speaker, the PMT update exercise has also presented broader recommendations. These include indexing the FAS, the Family Assistance Scheme eligibility threshold, to inflation to ensure it consistently represents the poorest 10% of households, that is equivalent to raising the threshold from the existing based on the current HIS data adjusted to 2025 prices. Expanding the categories for special consideration to better capture vulnerable groups that fall outside existing programs, and reassess the existing caseload of households whose situation may have improved through a phased, well-communicated and grievance-supported process. Mr. Speaker, consultations undertaken with the Ministry of Finance, national planning teams, the Fiji Bureau of Statistics, and frontline welfare teams have strengthened the robustness of this updated model and the reform recommendations. In the long term, the Ministry will also explore options for redesigning the Family Assistance Scheme to reduce reliance on PMT only targeting to examine the feasibility and value for money of other approaches, such as higher coverage child benefits that will support to reduce the targeting errors and close remaining social protection gaps. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry also commits to updating the PMT every 5 years in line with the release of new HIS data. This will ensure that the targeting of the Family Assistance Scheme continuously reflects the evolving socioeconomic conditions of our people. The implementation of the updated PMT model is based on more recent and representative household data that will provide a modest and important movement in the accuracy of targeting. Combined with our hybrid approach and future threshold adjustments, these reforms will help ensure that support is increasingly directed to Fiji's most vulnerable households in alignment with the vision of the National Development Plan and the government's commitment to reducing poverty. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.